Hello Virgo, this is Victoria and I'm here with your March Tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance on how to best utilize the energy of the month of March. At the end, I'll post the messages from a person of interest to yourself. So let's get started. We will begin with a quick oracle message and then I'll proceed with the main tarot read. I hope you guys are doing great. We're still in Mercury retrograde technically for another 10 days or so. And then there will be a shadow period, which essentially will take the whole month of March. So it's a very interesting time for exploring how do we want to present ourselves to the world? How do we tell our story when it comes to relationships, but also in general for, what is our message? What are we about? What is our identity? Just in general for the world, for anyone. This readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Virgo. So if you're watching this for your sun sign, please check out videos for other placements. All right, with all that said, Virgo, you've got the Fellow Travelers card. I think Aries have it's the same card for this month. Support is all around you. And honestly, one of the themes that I've been sensing for the collective for March is the theme of joy. And how do you experience joy? What does it mean to you? Can you expand your horizons? So what that is? And that includes, of course, the support, the companionship, because maybe there are specific people that you're used to or specific activities that you do together which make you feel like you are supported, you're loved, you're nurtured, right? But now the universe presents different ideas for you, different opportunities for what that might look like, right? Like in this image, there is a very strong allusion to animals being companions, supporters, providing that emotional support for us. It could be, a stranger that you meet just for one day, maybe on a plane ride or something, right? And they provide certain insight and certain support that you never expected to hear in a context like this, right? And sometimes it's about you showing up for yourself, right? Going back to that retrograde theme, it's important more than anything, you are there for you at any point in time. And of course, you have your guides, your higher power, wherever that is for you according to your belief system, but it's also a relationship that should be nurtured, that should be honored. All right, using the Light Seer Tarot deck for the main read today. One of my favorites. Hopefully for April, I'm gonna be settled or almost settled with my new place, and I'll have more decks. Yes. So Virgo, for your personal space and love life, you have Ace of Pentacles. This is an excellent beginning, especially since this is Earth element and you're an Earth sign. So this is like the ultimate new beginning for you. We have the Lovers, beautiful Gemini energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini. I will comment more on all of this after I'm done with the spread. And Five of Swords. Then for your career space, you have Six of Pentacles. The Chariot. This is Cancer energy. And the Ace of Swords. Another ace, that's very good. And then finally for the advice, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is Sagittarian energy. Wow, Two of Cups. And Six of Cups. Sorry, that was Eight of Cups actually. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. Yeah, so your spotlight is coming in. But you see in this particular, it's interesting, I never really, my attention is not really drawn to that aspect of it, but right now I'm looking at it and I'm immediately noticing that there is no audience, right? There is a spotlight. This is actually a torch, but might look like a mic from the distance, right? There is that stage idea, right? Concept here. But there are no people. Well, actually there are people with hands, but you can't really see them. And again, this draws me back to what I started talking about, was the message to the world, right? It's not for specific people that you know. It's generally, when you can't even see their faces, what is it that you have to tell them? Unapologetically, just being you authentically and not telling a specific audience, specific message that they're expecting to hear. So for personal space and love life, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Five of Swords. So you may be on the cusp of a new phase, a new beginning with your person, right? If you don't have anyone in your life yet, this person is coming in for you. But I'm also, especially with this Five of Swords, I'm sensing that there may be some kind of an inner block towards letting this in, towards receiving this love, right? And maybe that's also why those fellow travelers appear, to remind you some of the, or to show you different sides of what love may look like. And by the way, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can also be about friends or family. But it's like you've had some painful experiences in the past, and so now you're being extra cautious. Your nervous system is trying to protect you, right? And it manifests as certain maybe precautions that you're taking, or procrastination with certain action. But the universe is telling you, like, this is that learning point, and maybe especially with those fellow travelers, you'll see a different perspective on your situation, right? And be more open to accept this gift from the universe, this Ace of Pentacles, this new relationship. It could be, of course, going to the next level, could be moving in together, planning a trip together. I don't even know. Could be, of course, doing finances or investing in a project. But this is definitely, Ace of Pentacles is about taking the leap or starting something new in the physical reality. Right. For the career space, you have the Six of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. Very strong cards here, and I love all of them for the workspace, because they're telling me that you're very much focused, and kind of like you keep your, it's maybe a bit narrowed down, but may seem a little too narrow from the distance, but it's not for you, because you just know what you're going after. You made up your mind, right? You picked your direction, hopefully with the guidance from the universe, from the higher power, of what it is, what to focus on right now. And now it's time to invest in it, right? With joy, with curiosity, with passion. That's a key ingredient here, that there is this equal give and take. There is this continuity here, right? With the sort of the win-win solution, right? And it's not just about you spending and investing and giving of yourself and not getting much back. A lot of times we think about it that way, especially when we're starting new projects, but at least emotionally it's supposed to give something back to you, right? Like sometimes we know, like, there can be those creative projects that we get lost in and we get exhausted, we miss maybe a few meals, but we are it's such a rewarding experience, right? For what we are, how excited it makes us, how much fun we're having with it. It depends, of course, on what the project is and what that definition is for you, what feeds your soul, right? But that should be like a very important criteria right now for whether you're deciding this project or that project, or which direction you're going into. And for some, I'm hearing it's important to know that the right direction may not necessarily be the most financially viable, financially safe, right? Again, it's not about that. It's about feeding your soul and what it feels rewarding, or what you're curious about, what you're excited and enthusiastic about. Words are just jumping onto each other right now. And then the advice, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, and Eight of Cups. Yeah, so it's definitely, the universe is bringing in a soulmate into your life. Can be a life partner, can be a friend, a mentor, even a client of your dreams, that eventually will grow into something much more than just a client and a business person. But it's important to also walk away from stuff that doesn't feed you, that drains you, that keeps you stuck, that's where somehow you're told what to do or how to think about things, right? That's an interesting one, right? Because there are some activities or some relationships where we feel like generally they're positive, they're good, we feel loved and nurtured, but there is that red flag of like, but I'm not really allowed to have my own opinion, right? Or I'm always getting mocked if I'm going against the grain, or I'm not doing what that person expects of me, right? It can be low-key, it can be passive-aggressive, so it's not in your face, but it's still a problem. And right now, your task is to determine where those red flags are and how can you release that burden from your life to receive this beautiful new energy, right? The burden needs to be released first for that to happen. So that's the task. All right. What is the message for Virgo from that person of interest? Wow. Page of Pentacles is the main card, and it is clarified by Five of Cups. So, okay, and Four of Swords. Yeah, so your person is learning to open up their heart and to treat people with compassion and kindness, regardless of associations in their head or some preliminary judgment or assumptions that they've made, right? Based on what happened before, what hurt them, or what they saw as part of some kind of tragic experience, maybe towards themselves or towards somebody else around them, right? This is like letting go of those prejudices, right? And approaching situations with an open heart. And that, of course, directly relates to your relationship, because for them, and maybe they're not even telling you all of it, but there are certain dynamics in your relationship that are triggering them, right? But they understand deep down that it's not that, it's really projection of what is going on inside of them. And there are certain things that are coming up that they need to heal, that they need to take care of. Maybe with your help. In this particular Four of Swords, we see both the feminine and the masculine. So maybe you can work as a team. Maybe you can voice that, you know, you're creating a safe space and they're safe to feel how they feel and to honestly share their thoughts and feelings and opinions. And maybe painful stories or embarrassing stories, right? Like there's no shame here. Also, maybe your experience would be beneficial for them to learn from, so don't be afraid to draw on your own experience and to tell those stories. But yeah, really your person is in that process of overcoming certain fears of theirs, certain prejudices against people with certain characteristics or with certain titles or certain income, right? And it's a collective reading, so I can't speak on more specifically. It's quite a vast range of topics, right? But they know themselves that it's preventing them from seeing things clearly or from fully committing to this energetically, right? So that's something that they're busy with, and they want to clear this out. They want to figure it out so that your relationship can go to the next level. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, Virgo. I love you all. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like it, leave a comment, share, and of course, if you're new, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.